What's up, girls? It's your girl Kalima, and welcome to Kalima Kam, episode 2. I have so much juicy stuff to talk to you guys about. I'm giving you the real inside scoop on the latest hot topics in entertainment. You know I got that hashtag headlines and grapevines. Yes, we're going over Solange and Jay Z. That was so crazy. I know you've already heard of it, but we're gonna analyze that whole situation. I got Real Housewives of Atlanta, Donald Sterling Clippers, that whole mess. Not Women Crush Wednesdays, Women Crush Whenever. We're talking about the baddest girl in the game right now. The Metball, those glamorous outfits. I can't wait to go over some of those. Janelle's relationship, you know, her being pregnant on Teen Mom. We're gonna talk about a little bit of Janelle. And of course, Iyanla, Fix My Life, just came back, as well as Oprah. Oprah Prime, my favorite moment. So let's get into it. It's Kalima Kam. Alright, y'all, jumping right into it. We got number 1, hashtag Housewives Wildlife. Yeah, you heard it right. That Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion. Nene loses all of her friends, and she was extremely nonchalant on the reunion. Do you think that she feels that she's above, or do you think that it's just one of those days where it's like, I have to be here for a 3-part reunion, let's get this over with? I absolutely loved her and Kim together. You've never seen a friendship like that on television. You know, African American and Caucasian woman that blended so well together, totally different lifestyles, totally different walks of life, yet they were just literally a party every time they came together. Anyone who tries to coin the phrase "I'm rich, bitch," that's extremely arrogant. You don't want to diminish your reputation, because your reputation is what got you those television shows and what's going to get you those movies and get you all those opportunities, but it's also going to be the one to absolutely diminish it. Kenya and Portia fight, you know, freaking Portia going to jail. I think that was ridiculous. She was absolutely provoked. Kenya is a pageant girl, okay? They're supposed to carry themselves as poised. They're supposed to be able to respond in a etiquette conscious type of way, as well as, you know, properly and gracefully. Portia, she's been going through a lot, and that was an easy target. She's going through a divorce, and she was like, oh, that's someone that I can totally get to shut her mouth. And I was so happy that Portia took that out of her hand, threw it on the floor, and said she would shove it up Kenya's, yeah. And actually, I do have remorse for Kenya. I mean, she's the only one that doesn't have a husband. She doesn't have kids. And then she's gonna go ahead and get a surrogate. Like, you know, she's always alone. Her mom wasn't in her life. She talks about that a lot. So, you know, she's always feeling, I guess, attacked, that she kind of finds joy in finding someone else's pain. Apollo pleading guilty from stealing 50 plus identities, racking up over $2.3 million. You have a wife that's an attorney, and she decided not to represent him because PEDRO's sick of him. She doesn't believe that what he is doing was appropriate. She tells him all the time. You see it on the reunion. She constantly is trying to check him, and that's why he has such a bad temper, because men don't like to be checked. They like to be the breadwinners. There we go. Did you also hear about him selling his signature for $6 online? That's clearly a way for him to make money any way that he can, because a man's pride, unfortunately, is a dangerous thing, and his ego is unfortunately a dangerous thing, and he is going to do whatever it takes to feel like he is probably more powerful in the relationship. It's truly unfortunate, and I definitely think that PEDRO could do better. PEDRO could be with a CEO. She's literally doing 3 different companies and taking care of kids. She is the relationship. Let's be real, she is the relationship. Oh yeah, and then of course, on top of that, Apollo was trying to get a check from Kenya, claiming, quote, he's her storyline. Like, any way that he can get money, he's gonna try and get money. Hashtag sperm donor. You already know what I'm talking about. PEDRO told Kenya about herself.
She spends her weekends paddling through sperm banks, looking through catalogs to try to find the donor. Honey, you don't know if your baby daddy will be an axe murderer or a child molester, because what you will know is that he needed $10 to get him a medium-sized pizza, so he ejaculated in a cup so you could have a kid.
It was the best. I guess subconsciously I had been waiting for the day that she would let somebody know about themselves like she's in a courtroom, because she told Kenya about herself and Kenya couldn't do nothing but sit there. Alright y'all, next we're going on to Donald Sterling and the Clippers. Hashtag yes.
Hashtag we shall overcome.
You heard? Remember he was supposed to get that NAACP award? The National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. That's why I'm trying to figure out why he would even, I guess he would only accept that award for his reputation, so that confirms that he does care about his reputation. But money is not power, people. God is power. Money is not power. You know what he said, maybe you want to adjust to the world? He said that to Stiviano. Oh, maybe you want to adjust to the world and step out of hate. It's a mess. Maybe you should watch 12 Years a Slave, because clearly you're 12 years of miserable in your mind. So now it's time for hashtag WCW, which today we're talking about Woman Crush Whenever. You guys see Nicki Minaj? Hashtag Team Natural, hashtag Never Look Better. On MTV News, she reported she went so far to the other side that there's only one place to go from there. You can either continue doing costumes, or you can just say, hey, guess what? This will shock them even more. Doing nothing will shock them even more. And I totally agree with her. Because at the end of the day, when you die, you don't take any material things with you. You take what's really you. I believe it'll also make people take her more serious in the acting world. I believe that she's an extremely great actress. Hashtag Metball or Pitball. Let's start off with my beloved Lupita. It's literally the Great Gatsby gone wrong. That's what I think about when I see it. I felt like she already had an amazing track record. Everyone knows that the Metball is when you're supposed to just shut it down. Sarah Jessica Parker, I feel like because she's just had such a great track record that people believe that she can do no wrong. But I wasn't amazed by her dress. It was nice. It was okay. Oscar de la Renta. It was a classic, you know, but it really wasn't a wow factor to me. Chanel Iman, her dress was nice, but her face was what killed it. She just had a hashtag stank face. I don't know why. She's so gorgeous. Kim was okay too. I feel like it was more like she was trying to go for something nice and comfortable. Not to shut it down. Beyonce, again, not to shut it down. I love the face covering that she had. I thought that was more so a shut it down. The outfit was really beautiful, but black. I feel like don't do black. You're Beyonce. Do something different. Speaking of Kim and Beyonce's outfits, what about their relationship? Nobody talks about it. Have you realized that? They are literally, you couldn't get closer in their circle. They're in a small circle and a very close circle, yet you don't see them together. You don't see many pictures of them together. Do you think that Beyonce feels like she's just a reality star trying to get a hit rapper? The Metball, did you see one picture with Kim and Beyonce? No. Rihanna, I thought it was classic Rihanna, which makes it great because we're expecting that from you. We're expecting something classy, perfect for the Met Ball, but it's going to show a little skin, going to still give it that Rihanna signature. I loved it. Kendall was nice. She has a model look. She has a model face. She has a model height. But Kylie does it better. Hashtag Kylie does it better. Kylie knows her body. Kylie knows her angles. She knows her face. I feel like she definitely could kill it more than Kendall. I've never watched any videos of her in a modeling shoot, but I can almost bet majority of the poses that she does, I believe that Kendall is told and directed to do that. I think that Kylie is the queen of selfies. I think that she's also more confident when she uses her own camera versus being in a studio, because her studio pictures seem flat and her home pictures seem to be more like right on and perfect and just really artsy and really creative. Hashtag Team Mom Bomb. Oh hell, Janelle. I'm embarrassed for her, especially on that reunion. The other moms are clearly caretakers and they seek progression in their lives. Meanwhile, you have Janelle, who gives shout outs to Rihanna for quote unquote noticing her. She made a comment about, oh my god, Rihanna noticed me. Well, she was talking to her attorney and said she couldn't go to jail because she had tickets to a Kesha concert. Like, her mom, Barbara, said she believes that she's above the law, and that pretty much sums it up, you know? Rihanna ain't noticing you for the right things, Janelle. Like, wake up. And that's what drugs does to you. It's always a little bit still in there that just makes you not really care about anything, and you're just kind of, your subconscious, really your conscience in general, is just gone. Look at her history, you know, codependent relationship. This is the evidence of someone who wants to be loved so badly that you just wipe off and minimize things that really should be red flags in your life. It's just kind of like proof of desperation, thinking that that's going to fill a void having a child, when look at Jace. Let's focus on Jace for now. And it's truly, truly, truly not knowing your worth as a woman. It's people who don't like to search inside trickle on back to drug abuse. It's like, at what point do you ask yourself, why do I seek abusive, unhealthy relationships? Why do I accept constant disrespect, yet think, at least I won't be alone? You never know what people are going through, i.e. Solange and Jay Z. Everyone's first thought, of course, is cheating, especially since Beyonce just kind of steps out the way, like, I'm so sick of dealing with it, allow her to deal with it. She seemed like possibly numb. This may be something that was clearly over time, because the aggression that Solange had, it was pretty clear that it was built up over time, you know? It's very clear that she does not like Jay. And really, guys, really what this is it's showing you a little bit of the haves and the have-nots. How people can truly show you one thing in front of the cameras and have a completely different lifestyle behind the cameras. Why? Because your job is to be a public figure. And as a public figure, you have to keep everything together. Extremely rehearsed. And I always seen that in Beyonce. She was extremely rehearsed. To have a lifestyle so extremely private, this is probably the biggest thing that's ever leaked in like the 20 years that we've known Beyonce. In other news, the video leaker probably retired. Let's talk about hashtag Shine Oprah Prime. 3 of my favorites, Russell Brand, Kevin Hart, and Pharrell Williams. In the Russell Brand episode, he basically focused on heroin abuse. To stop himself from feeling, he would use external things. He said as a kid, he would use chocolate candy. And then when he became more of an adult or a teenager, he would use porn, you know. He just was an addictive somewhat of a personality, because they are simply not well people. That's what he says, you know, or diseased people. And Oprah says it herself that he was just an extremely great writer. But like, for someone who's a comedian, I never seen that side of him that is just extremely intellectual. Another one, Kevin Hart, his story about he needed money for rent, and he would ask his mom. She said, well, did you read your Bible? He said, yes, Mom, I'm going to read it, but where's my money? She said, you got to read your Bible. And then finally, when he decided to read his Bible, there was his rent money. You know, his mom passed away, but it was just a great message to leave him with. Always end up going there, because that's where the real money is. That's where the real power is, and that's all you really need. Pharrell talked about how we are, quote, whimsy atoms. Materialistic situations are irrelevant to what is real. No, nothing is promised to you, and nothing is going to be forever, you know? And that's why he even spoke about his album cover. He said, you know, people are just never satisfied. They said that there were no black models on his cover, when in fact the model in the back was mixed, and she is black. She has black inside of her, and it was his ex-girlfriend. And it just goes to show how either you're not black enough, or you're too black. He said, stop looking at ways races are the same. Stop looking at ways that races are different, or how they're supposed to be, etc. Focus on yourself as an individual. Find purpose. Find what makes you special. I.e. Pharrell, you know, he found what made him special. People said, oh, your music isn't black enough. What the heck is black music? Love has no color. Friendship has no color. Kindness has no color. Peace has no color. Hate has no color. So why not seek to find what makes that person unique to your soul and to your purpose? Hashtag Iyanla fix my life. She has a book called Until Today. I've had a lot of aha moments or aha days where it's like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it today, but really it's that day that you're gonna make it. It's that day that you're gonna get a new realization. She has her new season. A couple from VH1's Love and Hip Hop, New York, Saigon, and Erica. Saigon mentions how when he first met Erica, he came to her and said, "Excuse me, miss," and she kind of looked at him or kind of blew him off or just wasn't even fazed by him, wasn't interested at all. And then he tried her. He started kind of cracking on her, telling her, "Oh, your purse probably ain't even real. You look like, crap, da 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 da." And that's when she was more intrigued. He said 20 minutes later, she was looking for him, and she said it's truly just what she was used to. It was what she grew up to be intrigued by. Iyanla asked her, by putting a mirror in her face, "Is she a bitch?" Her face automatically changed, and she said, "No, she's not a bitch." She said, "Then why do you answer to bitch if that's not who you are?" Psychological things that we as women need to ask ourselves. We need to be able to look ourselves in the mirror. Window to the soul. She asked her, what did your mom teach you about being a woman? Who taught you how to be a woman, and what do you see a woman to be? She also talks about how women blame men for everything that happens to them. And she says, quote, "Very often men don't take our power, we give it to them and then feel victimized. A woman put men on this earth. We have the power, yet we give it to them." You better subscribe. You better follow me on Instagram at @IamTheKalima. Kalima means word in Arabic. I'm always here to share my words with you.